Here we have a pre-owned 2008 Lexus ES350. This one comes in smoky granite mica, and then we have light gray perforated leather interior. And our powertrain is going to consist of a 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6 engine, made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission. And this one just has a little under 184,000 miles. Here's the front end here. Headlamps, fog lights. Not sure if those are halogen or high intensity discharge, but they definitely give off that more HID feel. The look is fantastic. And just a few nicks and a few rust spots around the hood and a few rock chips there on the bottom, but pretty good shape, especially for the miles and the year, honestly. It's a 15-year-old car. And then here we have our 17-inch aluminum wheels. We get passive keyless entry on all 4 doors. And then to set your memory seat up, just hold the set and the one you want to set at the same time. It'll beep at you. Then we have our rear window lock here, power door lock controls here, and then we have one-touch automatic up and down windows on all 4 doors. And I love the trim throughout here, especially on the steering wheel, but I'll show you all that later on. And then pretty good size storage in the door panel. Now here we have the release for the gas cap, for the trunk, for the hood. And then we do have a push pedal for the parking brake. And then we do have a power sunshade in the back. And then our power mirror controls are here, so pick a side. Then you can offset in the middle and adjust using these 4 arrows. And then gauge cluster brightness will be here. But there's a power tilt telescope steering wheel. And then we have our power driver seat with power lumbar support as well as power thigh support there. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So let's see how this rear seat room treats us. But I love the interior, it looks very nice. And the leather is very plush. But seat back pockets on both sides. Rear AC vents are there. Now these seats are pretty massive, so they take up a lot of space, but that's my leg room there, and I'm pretty comfortable up there. So you could fit somebody my size back here if the driver was wanting to be a little nice. But I mean, pretty good space for this kind of vehicle. And then you can fold that down, cup holders are here, and then you can actually lock that from opening, but you can run longer objects through the middle part there without folding the seat down. But I love, this is a big thing for me, the premium dome lights throughout. There are some cars that are 2023s that don't have these dome lights, the bright ones. So very impressed by that. A gas cap is there. Premium is what's required. I'm sure there are plenty of these going just fine without the premium being run through them, but I always just recommend going by what the manufacturer says. But a huge shout out to John Roberts Nissan for allowing me to review this vehicle today. I'll leave a link below to it, as well as their entire used car inventory in the description below. Let's see if this release worked. There we go. So that still works, which is great. And then plenty of trunk space back in here. Then you can lift this up, and there is your spare tire underneath there. Jack and all that still in this one. But I love the spoiler. It's subtle, but it still makes it look a little more fancy in my opinion. And then one more quick look at this seat here. And then the headrest as well, you can adjust that. So that's pretty neat. Now I do wish that we could fold the seat flat, but I don't see anything that's telling me to do that. But top tethers are up here, and then your anchors are deep back in there. And then for your front passenger seat, you don't get the power thigh support, but you still get the power seat back, seat bottom, and lumbar, which is fantastic. And then we have a lockable glove compartment here, owner's manuals and such in there. Now I believe the previous owner, because I saw the sticker in there, had this vehicle, they bought it like used with 36,000 miles. And for it to have 184 now, pretty impressed that it's held up as nicely as it has. And the hydraulics still work on the hood. But there's that naturally aspirated V6, mostly covered up. Oil dipsticks there. But your coolant goes here, power steering fluid goes here. They all have little clips and knobs that actually keep them covered up, which is interesting in my opinion. But let's go ahead and make our way to the driver's seat. Now, one of my favorite things about this car is this wood grain leather wrap steering wheel. I love the wood grain in the Lexus. It looks great, feels so nice. It just gives it a very, very authentic premium look in my opinion. Now over to the radio, we can adjust the time there. If we want to set that to whatever, minutes and hours. And then we have all of our AC controls here. So temperature is controlled on the sides here. We can unsync there, or we can just set the dual mode up that way. Defrosters are here, and then the rear defroster also heats your mirrors. We can set the vents to automatically open and shut. Your auto mode is right there, and then you can turn that off by adjusting the fan speed, cut the whole system off there. And then you do have your AC toggle right there. Hazards are here. We get a 6 CD disc changer, and you can load those out. And then eject buttons there. And then we can go through our bands here for FM. So we get 2 of those, and we have AM and satellite when it's hooked up. And then we have a CD drive and an aux input as well. And we can seek the tracks or go through the disc and all that. Now we do have a power knob here. We can adjust volume there, cut the whole system off by hitting that button. And then we have a tune knob here, and then you can actually press this to go through your audio settings. So bass, mid, all of that can be adjusted. And behind here, we do have our ashtray cigarette lighter. And then for the shifter, just hit the brake, pull down, reverse, neutral, drive, and come over here, and you can manually shift from the shifter there. And in the middle of the gauge cluster, it'll show you what gear you're in. Cup holders are here. And then we do have 3-stage heated cooled seats, and the driver's side definitely seems to still be working, so that's good. And then the center console space, it's hard to see, but our aux input is right there, so that's what you can run the radio off of. And then you have a 12 volt back in there as well, but it's pretty dark in there. But this tray actually can slide back and forth. And then we have a power sunroof. You can tilt or one touch slide that. So I like that it goes back all the way. Hit it twice to get it all the way back. I mean, a very, very fancy car for 2008 in my opinion. Garage door transmitter is there. You can set your lights here. And look at these dome lights. They're all so nice. Then you can hit this here and you can see those reading lights there. Sunglasses holder there, excuse me. Now, back to the steering wheel. Headlamp controls are here. So you have your auto mode there, and then high beams, you can toggle those and flash there. Fog light controls are here. Blinkers. And then you do get automatic windshield wipers. So one time there, and then you have auto, low, and high. You can adjust how sensitive your auto wipes are here. And then that's your front wiper fluid. Now to the steering wheel itself, there's the horn. Then you have volume controls here. You can go through your track list or radio station presets there. You can go through your modes here, and that goes through your audio sources. And then you have voice recognition here, Bluetooth controls here when the phone's hooked up. And then you can change the display in the middle of the gauge cluster up there. And I like the options you have. You can temperature, the range, and then average fuel economy, and then just the average fuel economy on that tank. And then your cruise controls here, turn that on and off here, and then you can set, cancel there. But we do get push button start. And finally, we have our key fob there. But now it's time to go ahead and see how this car is held up. Let's take this 2008 Lexus ES350 out on the road for a test drive.